Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast, and today we're going to talk about Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, so look, we understand Kyrie, got suspended 5 games after Adam Silver didn't really like his apology. And after that suspension, Kyrie came out on his IG and posted a lengthy apology. Pretty much understanding what he tweeted was wrong. At least it pertains to what he tweeted. At least the anti-Semitic things as it relates to that particular movie, right? As far as like all the Black Hebrew Israelite stuff, I'm not going to get into that too much. I'm not really well versed in that to really dive into that. But I just think the Brooklyn Nets are overstepping their boundaries, right? Because they recently released a guideline of what Kyrie Irving needs to do in order to be reinstated to the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, he has to apologize and condemn the movie. He has to donate $500,000 to anti-hate causes. He has to do sensitivity training and anti-Semitic training, meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders, and meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate the understanding. Now, this came from an NBA insider. And look, I think we're beyond damage control. I think we're now they're trying to control Kyrie Irving, right? Look, he tweeted out a movie or a book or whatever that was on Amazon. Okay, he eventually acknowledged it, apologized, and powers that be, controls that be, seem like they really want to make Kyrie. They really want to make Kyrie Irving an example. Make this an example, and use Kyrie Irving as a sacrificial lamb, right? That any type of talk like this, or even referencing a different religion or different thinking, is going to be met with fierce punishment, right? And honestly, I think the NBA is really just kind of proving Kyrie's point, and they're just going to continue to generate sales for this book. I don't know if the NBA has anything behind the scenes in terms of them wanting to talk to Amazon to remove the book. They're not. They're going to make Amazon's going to make money off that book, and they're continue to make money, and that author's going to continue to make money. So what? I don't know what the NBA and the Brooklyn Nets in doing this, what example or what is this? What's the point of this? I think that they're just butthurt that Kyrie Irving initial apology wasn't good enough in the eyes of the NBA and other people, I guess, that are associated with the NBA, or that may not be associated with the NBA, that probably reached out to Adam Silver, right? But I think that at this point, I think Kyrie, if I'm Kyrie, man, look, I'm not going to tell another man what to do with his money or what he should do. But at the same time, look, I'd say, hey, just punt this season, man. The Brooklyn Nets aren't going anywhere. And the Brooklyn Nets, you just put them on ice. For all this to happen, honestly, that to me, it sounds like they weren't able to trade him. But they still need his services for the season, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. If what Kyrie did was so bad that you have to have this rubric now in place for him to come back, if you think this is a fireable offense, then why don't they cut him? Why don't they just release him? If Kyrie his apology was so bad and his initial stance was to donate $500,000, and that organization initially didn't want it back or didn't want his money. I don't know what else he can do. You don't have to agree with Kyrie Irving. I'm not saying to agree with the anti-Semitic things. I'm just really talking about the actions taken and in comparison to what he did compared to what others have done. I don't recall someone being in a similar situation having to do this much, and they've probably said a lot worse than what Kyrie said. I just think that, I don't know. Does Kyrie have legal grounds? And I'm surprised that the NBA Players Union haven't gotten involved. And have they been muzzled? And this brings up a bigger point. Does the Players Union really is as strong as they say it is? I haven't heard the NBA Players Union have a statement as it relates to the punishment and to the guidelines that the Brooklyn Nets that he has to do. It's all over the place, and this just reeks of just absolute control and just trying to make him get on all fours and to crawl back to the NBA. If Kyrie is who he is, hey, maybe he just says screw it, I'm done, I'm retiring. Go start your own podcast, whatever, and share your views. You know what I'm saying? Whether we agree with it or not, right? But I just think the Brooklyn Nets in this situation is just let him go, release him. What's the whole point in keeping him if he has to do all of these things? The man apologized. He's donating money. He's doing his 5-game suspension. What more do you need from this man? But hey, listen. To me, it sounds like this is like $1 million slave type of treatment going on here. Yeah, you're free, to say what you want, or even tweet out a link or something like that. But it's just kind of like at some point, this is just validating, or you're adding fuel to Kyrie's thinking when they're doing this, right? And I think that this is going to backfire in a really bad way for the NBA. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.